this Facebook Live session. Thank you all for joining us today. I just want to say to start that obviously transition is stressful at any time, and now we know that there are some added complexities with COVID-19. So thank you for joining us to hopefully alleviate some of your stress, and just understand that we're all here to support you. We're actually going to finish up today's session with SFL TAP specific questions. So you're welcome to push those through anytime that you would like, but I'm actually going to introduce our WorkSource partner first, just to make sure that everyone understands what that service is and how you can reach out during this time. And we know a lot of people are concerned about our career skills program, so we're also going to bring them up as well. And if you have any questions that don't get answered, please understand that we will get back to you with all of your questions, but please let us know what we can do to help. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Sam Mitchell, and I'm with Employment Security Department, and I want to talk to you a little bit about our mission and some of the things that you're probably seeing on the news and maybe experiencing yourself with the unemployment surge that we're seeing right now with the pandemic. And more importantly, I want to talk to you about an asset that's available to you normally right here at the Hawk Center on base, but during this time, some of the things that we're offering virtual that you'll still have access to that we would normally do in person. I wanted to start off by talking just a little bit about the unemployment surge, because everybody's hearing about that and some people are experiencing that. I want you to know as an agency that we feel for you and we understand, and we're doing everything within our power to react to that surge and to take care of the folks that are out there that have been laid off sometimes for the first time in their work history. And those of you that are transitioning out and that'll be eligible for unemployment. We are seeing about a 1,000% surge in calls coming into our claim center, and we're seeing about a 700% surge over what we saw in the number of claimants during the recent recession. So it's pretty big. We are all hands on deck right now, including the staff out of the JBLM WorkSource, the employment security staff. But luckily, we have a great set of partners, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. So what I do want to get out there is there's 5 steps that you can take if you are an unemployment claimant and you're trying to figure out how to get that claim in, how to get that claim through, and how to get paid your unemployment in a timely manner. So I apologize, I'm going to read these because I don't have them memorized, and I have to preface this with I'm not an expert in unemployment, so I'm going to tell you what's available to you out there. The first thing you want to do is go to our COVID-19 page that's at esd.wa.gov, and I know that's going to be linked in the chat area, so if you don't catch it, look there. You want to create your Secure Access Washington account or your SA account. That's going to be the basis for everything that you do with your claim. Then you want to check your benefits eligibility, and that's really important. We have an eligibility chart out there that says if this is your situation, you may be eligible for unemployment, you may be eligible for regular unemployment, you may be eligible for Pandemic Unemployment Act, you may be eligible for paid family and medical leave. Depending on your situation, it's going to help you make sure that you're filing for the right benefit. You want to complete the unemployment claim checklist because it's going to ask a lot of questions that you may not have thought of in a different way, and make sure that when you go in and you actually file your claim that you're answering those questions and getting to the point that we need to be able to process that claim. And then the last thing that's very recent is we've started some education sessions, and we would ask you to join one of those before you actually file your claim, because that's your opportunity to talk to some live folks that do this day in and day out, and to ask the questions that you might have before you start your claim. For claims that get through the system, that don't have any problems and nobody has to respond to, they're getting through really quick. If you've got direct deposit, you could see your pay as soon as 48 hours after your claim's approved. So the key is you want to make sure that claim's approved and that we don't have to come back and respond to you and ask questions. So follow those 5 steps, and I'm told those 5 steps will also be in the chat session for you to get. So if you didn't pick it up, it's going to be there. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is something that's available to you, and a lot of people on the post and on the base don't know this. Right over in the Hawk Center, and every Wednesday during normal operations, we have folks with the WorkSource that are there to help you with your employment services. And some of the things they do, and some of those things, all of these things are still available even in this environment. They're just available virtual, or they're available through the tools that we host on our websites. So I'm going to give you a number and an email address at the end of this, which will also be posted in the chat area. But some of those things that we can help you with is to get that resume started, job placement assistance. We can help you with internships, apprenticeships. We have partners that do that. Virtual workshops, veteran services, warm handoffs to other states. If you're transitioning out and you're going back to another state, we can make that connection for you. We're part of a network of about 2,400 American job centers across the nation, so we can plug you into the job center in your neighborhood. Labor market tools, veteran services, retraining assistance. A lot of people are taking this downtime to retrain into other skill sets that they want to make a career out of. Child support services and educational needs through the career and technical colleges and short-term training programs through that as well. So with that, I just wanted to see if we had any questions in the chat before I go on. Did I get hold of some of the TAPs? I don't see anything that's worksource related. So with that, I think I've covered everything I want to cover, but if you do have questions throughout this, I didn't use up all my time, but please put them in the chat and we'll try to get you an answer. If it's not during this session, we'll get you an answer online. Be sure to include your email address or your phone number. And the one number that I want you to remember before I jump off here is, in my notes, 253-720-7435. That's going to be your access to our services, and that's going to be our navigator, an amazing AmeriCorps representative that's going to take your information and get you to the right partner that's going to be able to help you with your employment needs. So with that, I'm going to introduce Bill Noland, who's going to talk to you next from the Career Skills Program here on JBLM. So thank you for your time today.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Noland, Career Skills Coordinator for Joint Base Lewis McChord. It's a pleasure to connect with you despite these unusual circumstances. Just want to state that our programs here at Joint Base Lewis McChord are active, some more so than others. And the programs that we have that are fully up and running right now, our corporate fellowship program, WorkX, which are internships, are still going full ahead and strong. They're basing their restrictions on their corporate partners' social distancing or quarantine procedures, but still able to enroll and actively participate. Microsoft System Software Academy, Onward to Opportunity are also fully up and going in a completely digital environment. We're working with our two CDL programs to have a digital component. We're going to do the book work and testing up front, and then the road training at a later date. And that process is happening right now. Same with our Airstreams program. So we still encourage all of our service members to look into the transition process currently, to get out there and start the enrollment and look and directly engage with your partner program that you want to train with, because there's a good chance we can still put you into the CSP program right now. But I would strongly encourage that you talk to the partner about what placement looks like. This is an unprecedented waters for employment, and you need to have that frank question asked to them. What is the job market going to be like? This is going to be a challenging time for a lot of us to find placement in the current economic sphere, and you may need to consider that re-enlistment may be something to consider, even if a short term. Recent conversation I had with the 790 career skill counselor stated that service members right now have the ability to do an extension under COVID climate for up to 3 to 11 months to the current contract. That could mean that you could delay your CSP entry to a later date where the economics may balance out a little better, or you might find that program that's a little more advantageous for you. Rebecca has asked, will soldiers who are med-boarding be allowed to go through their educational internship opportunities as soon as COVID is over? Yes, assuming that the medical condition you have is going to put you at high risk with what the governor or the federal government have in place. Internships for all service members will go forward that we have in play. Let's see if there's anything else on the chat bar. Nothing yet. I will state we're going to post a link for every service member to throw out their questions, whether you want to get enrollment or if you have a question about the program or placement opportunities. We'll have a link where you can go and talk to our counselors directly. One of the common questions I've seen coming up in the recent times is, do I have to go to a skills brief, which was the prerequisite in the past? Right now, we're making the one-to-one visit with a counselor digitally over the phone. The requirement, not a full-up skills brief. Our counselors will help issue the packet, get you set up, and start with start dates and everything you need to get going. Your commander still needs to sign off on your CSP, even if it is in a digitally removed environment and you're quartered at home or in your barracks. You still have to do the enrollment process, because your unit may at some point come back online and you need to have that PTDY excusal, because when you do career skills, you're in permissive temporary duty state. You need to have that excusal so you're not put on the regular duty line. I'm going to check and see if we have any other questions, though. That was a great one from Rebecca. If there are no questions at the moment, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring up Derek, our Transition Services Branch Chief. He's going to close out on some SFL TAP questions, but if you have anything else career skills wise, we'll be here for you. You can always find me on the global. Last name is Noland, like I have no land. First name's William, and we'll have my email address up there, really easy to find. And I look forward to talking with you. Thank you.
Hey folks, so please continue to send your questions in if you have anything SFL TAP related or CSP or WorkSource. I do see in there that we do have some links already posted in specifically for SFL TAP. So we've been getting a lot of questions as far as clearing, and I understand that that's not